Welcome to Insurance Alert Broadcast. I'm Vivek Jain here, Editor-in-Chief. Today, we have with us a special guest from Bangladesh, Mr. Kazi. Mr. Kazi is a LLB, chartered insurer, and has been involved with insurance industry from many years. Welcome to the show. My first question to you is, what are the challenges you see in times to come in Bangladesh?
So challenges are so many that it is very difficult to concise it and confine it to few points. First of all, there are certain, actually, we have absence of right or appropriate laws and regulations in Bangladesh. You know that we used to follow 1938 Act of the British time, but in 2010, we made a new law, Insurance Act 2010. But there are certain lacunas in this law, and at the same time, that law said that the insurer, the government or the IDRA, the regulatory authority shall have to frame at least 50 law rules and regulations to implement the laws. Unfortunately, during the last 2 decades, only 50% of the laws and regulations have been made. So the very spirit of the law that we expected will be coming in after the promulgation of new act was not actually focused or not actually visualized in the insurance industry because there was no supporting rules and regulations in many areas. For example, we don't have any solvency regulation yet. We don't have any risk-based capital system. Then there are some, the Sharia-based insurance companies that they are takaful, we call. There are no separate laws for that. We are doing macro insurance, but there is no separate rule or regulation for macro insurance. So there is a lot of lacunas that we need to address because these are different market segments that have come up, and these can enhance the insurance penetration in Bangladesh. Unfortunately, because of laws and regulations and proper monitoring and supervision, we have not been able to progress, which we expected that will be coming after passing out the 2010 laws. So this is one fundamental problem, that we are not going ahead in terms of regulations and laws with the changes of time, with the changes of people's mind, people's demand, etc. And another very, very pertinent problem is that we lack human capital. So there is no human capital development program here, either in the field or in the desk. None of the universities so far offer any actuarial course, and we do not have any actuary here. There is no professional society for actuaries, although there are now 81 companies, and out of them 31 approximately, or 33 is life. So actuary are now required both in life and non-life, but we have only one or two maximum. There are some Bangladeshi actuaries, but they are in abroad. They are not very keen to come back to this country. And we didn't have any plan that how do we fulfill this vacuum. In many countries, maybe that after passing the HSC or 12th level, the people are included in the insurance portfolio, or they are appointed in the insurance companies, and they are given some sort of uh, scholarship so that they can continue along with their job. After having master degree in statistics or mathematics or similar subjects, a few people can afford to go for another 5, 6, 10 years to have actual qualification. So this is a real problem, but we never address this problem. People, we are talking now, we are seriously talking now, but as do not have any professional society here. So some of the people are trying to get this actual qualification from India or from USA or from UK. but the passing rate is very, very low. And sometimes we find that they have maybe they have attained majority of the curriculum have been qualified by them, but they do not go for further education because they think they are getting enough money by having this position and with this qualification. So they do not feel for further following up the course curriculum of foreign actual qualifications. And for other also, the universities do not have any actual science course. Dhaka University, the public university and the biggest university in Bangladesh, tried to have a master's in actual science. But ultimately, after 1 or 2 years after, they had to abandon this because of non-availability of students, qualified students, as well as even those who can continue or follow up. So it is the regulator's duty. Now, regulator is thinking that they will be sending 3 or 4 people abroad. They advertised in the press, but there is no qualified people to avail these scholarships also, only 4 or 5. So it should be the responsibility of individual companies to hire good people and make them qualified in actual science. We have a company called MetLife, or you know that Alico was before. So they have a program. So they said that we have been financing 10 people for actuary, and there are some young actuaries. So their number are 3 young actuaries who have qualified recently from England or India, but all of them have been recruited by MetLife. And the rest 88 companies didn't feel that they didn't pay, or they could not attract them. So it is one-sided game actually. So we don't have basic manpower. So these are the fundamental problems. And we don't have right laws. Another problem is that we have to pay, the insurance company have to pay corporate tax as high as the banks and other commercial institutions are paying. But so far in India, it is not the same. The insurance companies are paying less corporate tax, and even the life insurance companies are paying much less than the non-life companies pay. So, but here, unfortunately, tax is very high. And moreover, the agents are being taxed whatever they earn. So even they earn 100 taka a month, they shall have to pay an advance tax that in the course of time, maybe that they will be a taxpayer. But so what? So they are not getting the right treatment, because the white collar people have some tax exemption. For the agents, they don't have any tax exemption. Whatever they earn, they shall must pay a 5% advance tax. Moreover, the tax system is such that the government has now imposed a tax upon this policy money that they receive after maturity. So they say because they have already imposed this type of tax to the bank depositors. So bank depositors maybe after fixed deposit time 3 or 4 years, or after 1 year, whatever they get profit, so they pay a tax on that, on the balance amount, the excess amount they earn. But here, the maturity money will be coming after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. By the inflationary effect, this money value will come down. But even they are to pay
Thank you.
government a 5% tax compulsorily. So these are all anti savings or anti insurance policies which our bureaucrats have failed to address, because they have very little knowledge about insurance and its contribution to the society and to the economy. And so we find that these laws and regulations are not being changed. Say they are, maybe they are pursuing governments who say this is the this is the area where we didn't have any tax before, so not no, let me impose. But what will happen in at this consequence is that many people will not buy insurance because they know they shall have to pay a tax. And many agents, those who were agents before, now because of tax burden, they have left this profession. Some new people are coming, but still then, so new people are coming, so you have to train them, you have to motivate them, you have to accustom them with the market and the consumer behavior. So these are the three fundamental things that I said. And the other things are common, that lack of awareness we have. So this is very common in all the third world countries, even for insurance, there is a negative image for insurance, especially life insurance. And there is no compulsory insurance in Bangladesh. There was one third party motor liability insurance. And throughout the world, this third party motor liability insurance is compulsory. But recently, government has taken a decision that it's optional now. So people are kept at the mercy of the car drivers or the scooter drivers or whatever it might be. So this is again, and there is one compulsory insurance that says that those who employ at least 100%, they must have a group insurance. This is one compulsory, but this is not being monitored. The very first year when this law was promulgated, there was a high rise in the group insurance. But they found that there is no monitoring, there is no compulsion. No one is asking them, why you didn't have any group insurance. So now this has gone down again. So people are not buying insurance unless they're forced. You say in India, you have public liability insurance compulsory and many other liability insurances compulsory. But here, no insurance compulsion is there for any sector. Even there is no system of social insurance schemes by the government. In India, you have subsidy from the state government, you have subsidy from the central government, but so far in Bangladesh is concerned, they have not given any subsidy to any unit or any sector of the economy. Long before, when just after liberation, the Southern Bima Corporation is a public sector organization. They were asked to offer crop insurance, and they did it. So, but ultimately found that after 3 or 4 years, so their claim ratio becomes 700% to 800%, and they had to stop it. Okay, because even government say it, there's okay, you do it, but they can say, okay, let me see that what is the picture, what I'm earning and what I'm expending. So these were not made viable. Now the government is saying that you insure in our area, but Howard is a very, very risky area. So how we can scientifically uh, underwrite these risks? They are not saying that. It's their political commitment that we shall have make insurance for you. So unless some subsidy is coming from some source, either from the donors or from the government or from some charitable institutions, we cannot provide insurance to the mass people. That's main problem, because our people are mostly hand to mouth, they earn and live. So for these people, if you are to throw insurance, they shall have to give some subsidy, and there is lack of awareness. So awareness program can be made at the auspices of regulatory authority. Many regulatory authorities in many countries do this. Even in India, I think they have some TV programs, etc., so that the people come and join in the insurance systems. So regulators do not have such schemes. But what the regulator now doing, they are having annually a insurance fair, Bima Mela. So but these are being done also in the divisional headquarters. So in the city, in the urban areas. So who are going there? It is the insurance people who organize it, and it is the insurance people who visit it. So actually, to create awareness among the general people has not been served by this purpose. Another thing is that there is no Bima Dibosh or Bima Day. So now on the 1st of March, we are observing a Bima Day. So then the IDRA said, or the regulatory authorities says to all insurance companies that you arrange campaign, you arrange rally, you do something, you make boardings, make seminars, symposium. But then again, at the cost, but not no subsidy. Government is taking money from people, from the insurance companies, and IDRA is now is proud of saying that we have given this amount of money to public exchequer.
Yeah.
So the money being extracted from the common people and now being contributed in the other form. But if they could motivate people to buy more insurance, the government would have earned more taxes, more revenues. So these are the things very simple, but not understandable and not practicable so far Bangladesh is concerned. So anything else that I can add?
I think it's enough, sir. And what are the opportunities you see in Bangladesh?
Oh, in opportunities, I said that, yeah, there are opportunities for imposing liability insurances. A lot of areas where we can, so some compulsion will be made. And then in health insurance, there is a great demand, especially for pandemic. So there is a health consciousness and health awareness amongst the people. So we need to have some new products to serve this demand, to fulfill this demand of the common people. So it is, if it is not commercially viable, then where from the fund will come? So that we shall have to think again. Then macro insurance is an opportunity because Bangladesh people are earning less, so they can pay less, they can get benefit less, even it is happy. But as I said, that there is no separate laws or regulation for macro insurance also. So there is no definition of micro insurance. Someone says up to 500,000 taka sum assured is macro insurance. Some say it is 100,000 taka that should be treated as macro insurance. Here, macro insurance means when you're paying on monthly basis, then it is called macro insurance, nothing else. So we need to have separate type of agents who can go to the common people. They speak to their languages. They are very keen to their cultures. Then we can have some programs like folk song, then street drama. These can be made available to the common people. So there should be an initiative, a common initiative, either by all the insurance companies together, or at the auspices of the government, or at the auspices of the regulatory authority, together with the insurance industry. So there are opportunities there. So we have fire insurance, but there is no consequential loss insurance in vogue in Bangladesh. So this is an opportunity that we can work, we can make them understand that how people will be benefited, how this loss of profit insurance can benefit the manufacturers and industrialists, even the small shopkeepers maybe. So this is an area which have not been touched again. Then group life insurance is not very much popular here, not very much popular here because we say that there is a compulsion that 100 people, if there is an employment in any organization, they must have a group insurance. But the law has again a flaw or a loophole that it doesn't say what type of insurance. Is it life insurance or health insurance or group insurance or non or personal accident insurance? Nothing has been said there. Just it is said, and it's not being followed up by any ministry. The labor ministry can help us. So an interministerial non-coordination is another problem because each and every ministry, almost each and every ministry has some social welfare scheme. But if this could be combined together and make a common fund for the government, and out of which the subsidy could be given in some certain sectors. So this can be done. So there are many other ways, even the government do not come. One gentleman suggested once that for personal accident insurance, we can charge a levy on each liter of petrol consumed by the car owners. So this will bring a big amount. So government should have to pay from the exchequer. They will arrange another earning source. So because the motor cars who are using the petrol and diesel, etc., so they can pay a single paisa or 2 paisa per liter. It doesn't affect them. But this can create a good amount of money to meet the cost of personal accident insurance. So these are the areas where people think. And another thing is that there is no research and development department in any of the insurance companies. Even if the regulator, they say, they tell that there is one, but it's very scanty and there is no research and regulatory authority. We don't have the data here. After establishment of IDRA in 2011, then it was said that they must publish an annual data of each and every insurance company, insurance sectors, problems, etc., etc. Annual report shall have to be submitted to the government every year. And that was submitted only in 2017 or 2018, since 2001 or 2011. So that was published once, and now during last 3 years, we don't find any data or any statistics from even in their website, not in book form. So without data, without having proper knowledge, and there is no study of the consumer behaviors, how these are being changed gradually, and we can take the opportunity of new technology. It's being used everywhere, almost in everywhere. We don't have any bank assurance. So this is the area that where we can invest. So in new technology, in bank assurance, we must move forward because others are moving, and still we are thinking that we are, okay, let me see. So, oh, I see. One day we'll be saying that, oh, I see. So maybe that, alas, we shouldn't say that. We should try to capture the opportunities now have, especially COVID-19 has some positive impact in the society. It has given some awareness amongst the people. And this has also had an impact. I'm not sure how far it is, because I asked this question in many seminars and conferences, whether you expect any moral changes in the society people due to COVID-19. Everybody said, we cannot say. Some said, maybe, may not be. So this corruption is the root cause in every sector's failure. And how do we address that? This is one problem. Each and every sector must think that how do we address the corruption problem? Because the corruption starts right from the agents, right from the brokers, right to the owners. In investment areas, there are many scandals here in Bangladesh nowadays. It's coming in the paper. There are many of the investments were bad investments or inflated. The prices of the land or building are inflated, and the money has been laundered by the owners themselves or by the management themselves, or in collusion with the management, the owners themselves. So you see that these could be monitored if we have some warning system. This warning system comes from regulatory body. And regulatory body is very weak because government fixes that how many people they will be recruiting and what payoff scale they should pay. Although they call it independent, but they don't, they take 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years to make an organogram. Then they take another 6 years to make a salary pay structure. So they cannot recruit good people by paying them higher money. So regulator is almost helpless here, because if they do not have right people in their fold, how they can supervise the insurers who are more clever than the regulators? So it is more clever people, more educated people, more professional people need to be appointed in the regulatory body. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to address the real problems of Bangladesh insurance sector.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your time and in enlightening us on Bangladesh real situation. Actually, we can only come to know through this